Hi guys, how are you doing? This is Sebastian from techcentury, and I rarely ever do any case reviews, but for the Vau Snap Slider case for the iPhone 6, I thought I'd make an exception because this is by far my favorite case for the new iPhone. So let's take a closer look at this case after the intro. So this is actually not the first Vau Snap case that I ordered. I actually had the same case already on my iPhone 5 2 years ago, and Amazon just told me that I purchased this on the 12th of August 2012, and this case that was on the iPhone 5 is actually still being used now by my father, and he really abuses his phone, and this case really protects the iPhone like no other. And it's also pretty thin, so you don't really have to sacrifice any portability or make the iPhone like 2 or 3 times as thick just to have some good protection against the phone falling down or other damages. So overall, a very rigid case that also lasts more than 2 years, so that's great to know. And then as I actually saw this case on Amazon here for the iPhone 6, I thought this is exactly the case that I have to get. I also ordered the Spigen Neo Hybrid case, but I didn't like that case at all, and so I actually returned this and only kept the Vau Snap because for me this is pretty close to the perfect case here for the iPhone 6. Now first, just looking at the design, it's a very minimalistic design. It's basically just a matte black case. You can also get other colors, for example like red on Amazon, but I really like this matte black color because it's really understated, and I just think it blends in nicely with the design of the iPhone. And I'm not really the biggest fan of all these transparent cases on the market, so I think this matte black version is really nice and it just feels great in the hand as well. Now in terms of protection, this case really protects your phone all around. Not only are there actually overlays over the buttons of the iPhone so they can't get damaged, but you also have really precise cutouts on the bottom for the headphone jack, the lightning port, and then also of course for the speaker. And you also have a pretty small cutout here for the mute lock. Now this is actually a pretty small cutout, and I've seen people complaining about the size of this cutout, but for me personally that's not an issue. I think it's big enough, and then again I really want to have my phone protected, so I'd rather have a small cutout than an extremely big one. On the back we then also have a cutout here for the camera and the LED flash, and here on the case actually for the iPhone 6 this is a far better fit than on the iPhone 5 because there the cutout was just too big, but here on the iPhone 6 I think it has a great size, and so the camera is protected as well. And yes, you can also have the phone just laying on the table flat because the case isn't really that thick, but it's just a tiny bit thicker than actually the camera protruding out of the case of the iPhone 6. So yes, now you can actually put down the iPhone flat on a table without actually having to worry about damaging your camera. So this was a typical YouTuber problem. DHL just came to deliver some packages. But anyways, let's continue talking here about this Vau Snap case. One thing I really like about this case as well is that not only the buttons are protected here with this plastic, but they still have a very tactile feedback. So basically they feel like there wouldn't be anything on top at all, and especially compared to the Spigen Neo Hybrid case, this is a world difference. Just the tactile feedback is amazing, and on the Spigen it was basically gone. So I really like that you still have the great tactile feedback here, especially also to turn on and off the smartphone, and of course also to adjust the volume. Now this is a slider case, so this actually allows us to have full protection at the top of the phone and on the bottom, so you don't have to click in your phone from the front. So you basically just remove the bottom portion, and that's also very easy. And then you can just remove here the rest of the case. And then you also see that this case is quite sturdy itself. So yes, you can bend it a little bit, but it's really sturdy. One really nice detail here of this case that I didn't even notice at first is that the case is actually a little bit thinner where you have the camera on the iPhone 6 so that you can slide in the phone without damaging the camera. And I was just surprised how easy it was to slide in the phone. And then afterwards I saw that the case is thinner there to allow the camera to just slide in, and I think that's also a very nice detail. We also have a really nice soft material here in the case itself so that it doesn't scratch your iPhone 6, which is really important to me. And of course we also have this lay on the table design so that you don't have to worry about damaging the screen of your phone if you put it upside down on a table. So overall, I can just say, for me, this is the perfect case. Again, this is the Vau Snap case here for the iPhone 6. They also have cases for other smartphones, and to me, it's just my favorite case basically ever. It gives you a lot of protection without being too bulky, a very nice minimalistic design. Also, the buttons, again, are very tactile, which I really like, and it's very easy to put on and take off. So I think this is, again, the perfect case for me. So I'll leave a link to Amazon Germany, where you can pick up this case for 15 euros. This case was purchased by my own money. There wasn't any company involved. So I think this is just a case that you should definitely check out if you have an iPhone 6. And that's already it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this case in the comment section down below. I'm eager to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe to the channel for many more tech videos, and also like the video if you enjoyed it. See you next time.